Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. We're continuing now with our SFO Grimhammer The Great Plan series. We've already checked out the generic changes coming towards the Lizardmen, and it's about time we look towards MAZDAMUNDI, the chief legendary lord of said faction, who unfortunately is suffering from a lack of mechanics in vanilla because, well, you know, the legendary lords that were released in base game never really get that much attention. So let's not waste any more time now and check out how this new patch changes up MAZDAMUNDI. First, let's look at the faction traits for Hexotal, where we have two. The first is Lord of the Solar City, which has the following bonuses: Diplomatic Relations -25 with most factions, Winds of Magic starting amount +25, Construction cost -50% for Star Chamber buildings, Right cost -50%, and Magic resistance +2% per rank achieved. Now you might remember that the Lizardmen will now have a new resource known as alignment. Well, MAZDAMUNDI takes it a step further, where he will also get benefits from said alignment, and it will continue to scale with as much as he gets. You can only have a maximum of 100, but that means that there's a decent amount of bonuses from that. Given that MAZDAMUNDI has 50 at the very start of your campaign, let's check out what bonuses you'll get. For 50 to 59 alignment, you will get the following benefits: Magic item drop chance +50%, which also increases, Research rate +50% increasing, Magic resistance +15% for Bless units increasing, Cooldown -12.5% for Ruination of Cities, Number of uses +1 for Ruination of Cities, and Army ability Geomantic Guardians, which allows you to summon in a unit of Temple Guard. So the first four benefits, those that have increasing onto them, will get better or weaker with the amount of alignment you have. The less that you have, the worse it will be, but the more you have, the more powerful it will be, and, well, research is actually quite important when it comes to the new Lizardman playstyle, so you'll be able to benefit with this very heavily if you're playing as MAZDAMUNDI. MAZDAMUNDI's own personal trait, Venerated, has the following effects: Miscast base chance -10%, unit experience gain per turn +50 for Lord's Army, Winds of Magic power reserve +10, Winds of Magic cost -10% for all spells, Upkeep -25% for Temple Guards, this is of course in Lord's Army, Armor +10 for Temple Guard units, Lord's Army, and the ability Bolt of the Old Ones, which will be usable by all the Slann. He will also benefit from his own unique skill line, which will focus around doing damage with some very powerful spells, but also have some buffs to his own army and a few debuffs to the enemy. One such spell you'll want to get your hands on is Ruination of Cities, as it is very powerful and can do a lot of damage to the enemy. Plus, the bonus towards range and missile damage for Bastillodons and Stegodons is extremely tasty, especially if you want a full doom stack of Stegodons and Bastillodons. Not only that, but if you can level him up to level 40, he'll be able to get a very powerful skill known as Lord of the Solar City, which has the following bonuses: Fire resistance 10% for own armies faction-wide, Recruit rank +5 for Temple Guard units own armies faction-wide, Ability Blessing of Hexotal for own armies faction-wide. This is a rather powerful explosion, as you can see, all the stats are listed below. Upkeep -25% for all Slann, Casualty replenishment rate +100% for Temple Guard units for own armies faction-wide, and finally alignments generated +2 per turn, so you'll be able to get bonuses far quicker and also be able to use your special mechanic, which we'll talk about shortly. Your new mechanic Star Reading is completely unique to MAZDAMUNDI, and it can be found at the bottom right hand corner of your game. This is completely dependent on how much alignment you have, and it will trigger various different events which will allow you to get different bonuses. The more alignment, the better the bonus, and as long as you have alignment, you can trigger this as many times as possible. At the beginning, you'll be able to pick from battles, economy, or campaign bonuses. It's really completely up to you. Picking any of those options will lead to further options. For example, I picked battles, and then picking an even further option, well, there's where you can find the possible buffs. Here you can see I can now pick from 3 different buffs, and they cost different amounts of alignment. They're around 25 turns long, and then really here it depends on the following factors: how much alignment you have, and what exact bonus you're looking for. There's so many different choices that you can practically find anything that you'll actually need, and if you don't want anything, all you have to do is just click the do nothing section and you'll close down the window without wasting any bit of your alignment. Again, as I said before, as long as you still have alignment, you can keep opening and closing this tab as much as you want, so you're free to explore or go about to just find something in specific if you made some mistake. Don't you worry, it's not that punishing. Now, you might remember in the previous video that the Slann have gotten a major buff, becoming very powerful and much more representative of how they are in the lore. Well, they get a little bit stronger if you're playing as MAZDAMUNDI's base faction. Learning directly from MAZDAMUNDI themselves, they have a bunch of extra skills, so let's check them out. The Slann Mage Priest of Fire will have 6 new unique skills. One, of course, focusing around fire resistance, and then starting to change a little bit, focusing around buffing up your monsters to be able to do a lot more damage. This is normally anything that is related to fire or is able to fire some ammunition, reducing their recruitment cost and vigor loss reduction too, and also reducing the range and armor of enemies within the region, so you'll be able to hit them hard and hit them fast. The Fire Slann themselves are very good to be geared for sieges, especially when attacking and holding out to starve out the enemy, so perhaps this is something that you want when you start invading the old world. The Slann Mage Priest of Light has a number of benefits too, being able to increase the leadership aura size of all characters, also reducing the upkeep for the Skinks and Kroxigor units quite heavily, with also increasing their recruit rank, also being able to increase the missile resistance for 25% for Skinks, Chameleon Skinks, Red Crested Skinks, Kroxigors, and Sacred Kroxigor units. By far, one of the greatest benefits is one specific bonus that you get at the end of this skill line, which reduces the construction time minus 100% for settlement buildings in the local province. If you're able to get this, then it's best to send this character into territories where the climate might not be in your favor. The Slann Mage Priest of High Magic is able to increase your research rate by 10%, which is very beneficial once again if you recall all the research that you need to do and all the benefits that you can already get already. This is just further fuel for the fire. You'll also be able to increase the capabilities of your Temple Guard and Saurus, either recruit rank, weapon strength, or even focusing around melee defense and casualty replenishment. They'll be able to be your main standing army, and it makes sense to be able to have a lot of Temple Guard protecting your Slann. You'll also be able to increase campaign movement range plus 5% for armies, all armies faction-wide, which is a rather good bonus if you can get a lot of these Slann Mage Priests up and running. Keep in mind, however, that of course this takes 40 turns, so you might not be able to get that many. And finally, the Slann Mage Priest of Life, which is of course focusing around healing, but also very good bonuses for Bastiladons, Stegodons, Carnosaurs, Troglodons, Ancient Salamanders, and Dread Saurians, increasing their speed, their armor, their weapon strength, and missile strength too. You're able to do quite a lot of damage with these, and you can pretty much get a nice doom stack with these guys as they buff up quite nicely. You'll also be able to increase your ambush defense chance plus 5% own armies faction-wide, but if you're coming up with a lot of Carnosaurs, I don't think you'll want to hide. This is completely up to you, but that will also benefit your skink armies that you might be using to pick off some enemy armies around the area. But with all that being said, these are all the changes coming to MAZDAMUNDI in the newest patch. When we return tomorrow, we'll be looking towards different legendary lords and checking out all their respective changes. Which would you like to see next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and maybe I can make sure that that one shows up first tomorrow. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.